Hello, my name is Sophia Shen. I'm a trainer from SAS. I did a webinar on machine learning using SAS Fire. I hope you enjoy a short extract from that webinar. Thank you. Bye. Data pre-processing is very, very important. And you want to think about how you collect your data. If you have data from multiple sources, which source has the most accurate data, and you might want to combine data from different sources and join them together. Data cleaning is very important too. If you have missing values, how do you handle that? Do you want to do imputation? Do you have any duplicate? Do you want to remove outliers, windsorize? Do you want to transform your variables? Do you want to standardize them? Do you want to encode the categorical variables? What kind of encoding you want to use? Do you want to use any feature engineering techniques to extract features? Do you have too many dimensions? Do you need to reduce that? There's a lot of things to think about. Do you want to, if you have imbalanced data, so a lot of the fraud cases where you have very little cases or very little fraud cases, a lot of non-fraud. So that's what we call imbalanced data. And if you build a machine learning models using imbalanced data, then your model will actually modeling the non-fraud rather than fraud. So you want to use sampling techniques or maybe the synthetic data to help with that. Okay, so I like this table that summarizes some challenges that you might encounter during your data preparation phase, and also some recommendation of the things that you could do. There is a very important sentence here in red that people often overlooked, that is to take time to understand the business problem and the context. So this is the the most important thing. A lot of times I think people spend time trying to find the perfect model. They're trying to tune the model parameters, but you need to realize that if your data is not relevant, if your data does not contain information about the insight that you want to draw, doesn't matter how good your model is, you will never get that insight. So if your model doesn't perform very well, if you think, okay, what can I do to build a better model? And the first thing I would suggest people to do is always to look at your data, to look at your business problem and your data and think about what other data that you could use for your models. Okay, so there's also, some other things. If you have outliers in your data, you can use transformation, imputation to handle that. If you have high cardinality variables, what sort of things that you can do to fix them. So it's a nice summary table here. There are a lot of benefits when you spend time to really understand your data and get good data before you build any models. You'll really improve the generalization that the model will work better on unseen data. And you can reduce training time, avoid data leakage, and mitigate bias. So really, you really need to, spend good amount of time understanding your data, explore and process the data, and then I guess 20% really building the model, so the 80-20 rule.